Have you ever been so angry you felt like you could lift a car? Well, for Miranda, that wasn't just a feeling. It all started with a single Instagram post. There he was, her boyfriend Tyler, wrapped around another woman. The betrayal hit her like a physical blow. But what came next was something no one could have ever predicted. Humiliation quickly turned into white-hot fury. Miranda stormed out, her mind set on one thing: confronting Tyler. The streets were choked with traffic, but that was just another obstacle to be brushed aside. As a massive truck barreled towards her, instead of screaming, she just glared. People on the street gasped as she phased right through the vehicle, completely unharmed. Her rage had unlocked something inside her, something supernatural. A city bus swerved to avoid the chaos, and with a casual grab of its bumper, Miranda hoisted it into the air and tossed it across the intersection like a toy. From his window, Tyler watched the scene unfold, his jaw hitting the floor. He recognized that furious figure. It was Miranda. Panicked, he scrambled for the only weapon he had, a novelty shotgun he'd bought that fires. Cottage cheese. Yes, you heard that right. He loaded the absurd thing, his hands shaking, just as Miranda burst through his front door, her eyes practically glowing with rage. "Miranda, please," he stammered, pulling the trigger. A glob of cottage cheese splattered against her, doing absolutely nothing. Miranda looked down at the dairy product dripping from her clothes, then back at Tyler. The look on her face was a terrifying mix of disbelief and escalating fury. "What?" she asked, her voice dangerously quiet. Tyler dropped the ridiculous shotgun, realizing the epic failure of his defense plan. At that exact moment, a news helicopter began circling overhead, broadcasting the whole bizarre showdown live. The anchors were at a loss for words, trying to describe the scene of a woman seemingly made of pure, unadulterated rage. But Miranda's power wasn't just physical. As her anger surged, the very air around Tyler began to shimmer. The room grew hotter, and hotter, and hotter. Sweat poured down Tyler's face as he stared at the woman he thought he knew, who was now the epicenter of an invisible furnace. He stumbled backward, tripping over a chair, his mouth opening and closing like a fish. But no sound came out. Fear had completely stolen his voice. Finally, he managed to croak, I can explain." Miranda's voice was as cold as ice, a chilling contrast to the oppressive heat. "Explain this," she demanded. Tyler started babbling an apology, a pathetic stream of excuses and pleas, but Miranda wasn't listening. "You betrayed me, Tyler," she stated, her voice echoing with finality. And just like that, as she turned and walked calmly out of the house, the heat dissipated. Her powers faded, her point made. Outside, the chaos had settled into a stunned silence. Miranda walked through the gawking crowd, a ghost in her own story. She had vented her fury, leaving a terrified Tyler and a scene of unbelievable destruction in her wake. For weeks, the city buzzed about Miranda's meltdown, turning her into a local legend. But while the city talked, Miranda disappeared. She went into isolation, not to hide, but to train. She needed to understand this incredible power that heartbreak had unleashed. In solitude, her anger cooled, replaced by focus and a newfound peace. She discovered her abilities went beyond strength. She could move objects with her mind. She started small, levitating pens and books, and with time, her control grew precise and powerful. The city slowly forgot the specifics of that day, the story becoming just another wild tale. But Tyler never forgot. He lived in constant fear, a prisoner of his own guilt. Meanwhile, Miranda found a new purpose. She became a silent guardian, using her powers to help people in the shadows. The city never knew that the source of the infamous meltdown was now their secret protector. Months passed. Tyler was left to wrestle with his regret, knowing he deserved the fear that haunted him. But Miranda, her heart had healed. She had transformed her pain into strength, closing the chapter on Tyler and embracing a future filled with limitless possibility. What an incredible story of turning betrayal into power. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.